Well, hello. I'm back, and this is another one on 16th of March today. Um, just finished a podcast. It was hosted by someone from the group which I'm a part of. He's I think, a 22-year-old entrepreneur. He's bringing all of these highly influential, yet more known to us through their brands by the or and not by their personalities. And so he's bringing these guys on board and putting them, through a series of questions. He's taking those questions from a varied kind of audience. There is an audience also there at the time of recording the podcast, who are asking live questions. So yeah, so I finished listening to Manu Gulati, who has worked with most of the tech giants and has been in the space of the chipset architecture. Graduate of IIT Delhi, and has been with many companies like Google, Apple, AMD, and the likes. So, an hour-long discussion on a few things that how the chipset market is behaving and how it's turning out to be. This is another area of interest which I have cultivated, over a period of time. Since my growing up years, technology has never ceased to, excite me more. This industry has never been at a standstill, and so this is something which has been very close to my core interests in life. So I found the conversation to be resonating with a lot of things that I keep thinking, keep reading, keep evaluating about the technology industry. I also understood that most all of the industries are quite similar. Like, for example, when he was quoting on how India should feature in this space of chipset manufacturing. The last I've heard about is that we are developing a factory and we are investing about $5 billion, and which is going to create 5,000 jobs. And this was in the book by Raghuram Rajan, Breaking the Mold, where he mentioned that we would be, of course, manufacturing chips, but it's coming at a huge cost. So Manu Gulati was sort of supporting the idea, while Raghuram's opinion was that we are not even doing logic chips, so what's the point? And the country is going through crisis, and there has to be an education at the basic level which is lacking. We are strongly reaching towards a stage where we wouldn't be able to provide with a lot of our youth with regular job opportunities. So why not that is being spent into something more towards learning and skill development, rather than building a factory which can, where per capita cost is going to be huge. So now when I listen to Manu Gulati, I could see both sides of the coin. So we have to start from somewhere. Like, he mentioned about Intel technologies, that why Intel is not been able to produce the chipsets which Apple Silicon and now Google has been doing. Because in developing a chipset as per the modern standards, which Intel is not designed for. I mean, you have to go through the entire podcast, and the information will be revealed to you. And the reason is that $34 billion are required to build the foundry for the chip, and the net the valuation of Intel is $140 billion. So it's a very tough call for an organization like that, and that's where Apple and Google realize that this is some space they should invest in, because this is crucial and critical to their relevance. So now I know, when you see one side of the coin and not see the other side of the coin, you tend to build inclinations, which is to a large extent not appreciated in the current world. Because there is no dearth of information, there is no lack of skill development at your disposal. So ignorance about a certain thing which you are supposed to be a part of day to day is not acceptable in current times. So when he was mentioning about that, I could relate it to myself in a big way, and that was that, since he mentioned that, when we do not have the bandwidth uh, to develop a logic chip, we should start with PCBs, we should start with the smaller development, we should even start with packaging. And that's what I did in the starting of my career, when I transitioned from a sales role with the developers to a broker's role. So, and as a broker, you are basically trying to understand the buyer as well as the seller. And before that, you were more inclined towards the seller, because you had because he was your employer. But when you become a broker, you are your own employer. So that's the first learning. And of course, the bigger vision and the largest vision, which keeps me still hanging on to this industry, is to do my own developments, which are going to make sense to a large section of people. Having worked with so many products in this industry, having catered to the customer category of various kinds, I've realized that the bottom line requirement for every buyer is just the same. With the quantum of I would say barter that we are doing, like in the form of money or in the form of see, money can also of course it's a barter, but then you also have to understand the cost of that money. So somebody who's buying an apartment of 20-25 crores, having a net worth of, let's say, 50 crores, that's a huge risk, right? So you're basically squeezing a lot of money out of your personal wealth and putting it together in an asset. So there has to be more than what meets the eye for such properties. And for someone who's putting, again, let's say 25 lakhs or 50 lakhs in the house and taking a loan for that, and his monthly income is just barely able to support the EMIs, they're sailing in the same boat. Only the quanta changes. The quantum for him is 25 crores, the quantum for him is 25 lakhs. He might not be paying the EMIs, but his liquidity is crunched. The other one has to be able to pay the EMIs, come what may. So essentially going through the similar cycles. So in order to cater to both of them, there has to be some parity in the property, in the products that we intend to produce for them. So that's where I would like to chip in. That's where I would like to have some relevance with my organization. And I've started with selling other people's products. I've started with having more products which I had never sold before. The developers I'd never heard about, and dealing with the clientele I've had no interaction with in the recent past. So now the next step would be, it's been what, 7-8 years now, and I think, see, nobody can put a finger to, this is it, this is the final output. Of course there will be hit and trials, and I think from 2021 22 has been that time where I've done so many sales pitch, and I've been to so many interested buyers and developers, but realize that this dream has to be realized through my own initiative, because where they are coming from is a very different side of their skill development, their mindset. So your idea has to make sense and somewhere has to fit in their criteria, in their vision. That is where I end up getting projects, but those projects are time consuming, and they do not require much of my skill. Hence, now initiating myself into a territory where I'm able to reach to a large section of audience, like using YouTube is one way to it. However, I'm not promoting or boosting it as of now. I would like to see the analytics of it, how the video is being watched, till what time I'm able to hold your attention, and if I'm lagging somewhere, trying to tweak in those aspects, I have intentions to start doing high quality videos, and there are few things in the pipeline which may or may not feature on the channel. but my quest is to get this thing rolling ASAP and see it becoming a reality as soon as possible. I'm not going to pitch any product. I'm not going to start. Although I have a distinct series of videos on the products which are being launched in the market, because see, there is a need and there is a gratification to it. So there is a timeline for that gratification where it will make total sense for someone who's putting their money in it. So for that, there is a series of products which are available, and there are reasons to buy and reasons to ignore others. So those things will anyway keep featuring. Should I get a team on board, I will have more inputs to share, and eventually leading to the final pinnacle of the entire juice of last 10-12 years of this industry into a product which is highly relevant, makes total sense, and has no alternative. So we will keep meeting each other in the process of creating this product, and I hope I keep you hooked, so that once it's out, once we have an imagery which we are going to put together on online, as well as which will become reality offline, I hope I'm able to create some curiosity in your mind. So stay there. We'll meet soon. Take care.